If you had asked me about my top 5 European airlines before the pandemic, TAP Air Portugal would have certainly been included on my list. However, over the past few years,
the cabin product and also the overall service product has changed dramatically.
So let's find out what TAP Air Portugal and specifically their A321neoLR has to offer on an intra-European flight in 2023. Get ready to be captivated by stunning views, a top-notch cabin interior, amusing sick bags, and of course a few candid critiques along the way. Fancy joining me? Welcome to Fly with Dominic.
Hey folks, and beautiful good day from Frankfurt Airport Terminal 1. Today I'll be flying all the way to Lisbon on board TAP Air Portugal's brand new Airbus A321neo in, obviously, you probably already guessed it right, economy class. So thank you guys for coming along to today's trip report, and let's head right inside the terminal building and look for the check-in. Cheers!
For those of you who want me to go the extra mile and zoom into the departure board while editing the video to find out my flight data, I will be on board TAP Air Portugal flight TP583 today, departing from Frankfurt at 1:25 p.m. from gate B9.
Alright, check-in is all set. As you have already seen, there was literally no queue at all in front of the check-in counters. So let's head right to today's gate, which should be B09 if I recall correctly. Alright, I finally made it to today's gate B09, and I got to say that I do have an impressive view on today's Airbus A320neo, which is currently still being unloaded, as it arrived here with a delay of more or less 30 minutes coming inbound from Lisbon. But anyway, I do think that you guys are very curious about the question on board which A321neo I'll be exactly on today's flight. So let me tell you.
Today's Airbus A320neoLR was manufactured in Hamburg and delivered to TAP Air Portugal in June 2020. Since then, it has been flying under the registration Charlie Sierra-Tango X-Ray Foxtrot with 16 seats in business and 155 seats in economy class.
Alright, the boarding process has finally started with a delay of about 30 minutes. And as you can see, I actually used the spare time in order to get some wax into my hairs at the lavatory, so I can stop wearing my hat.
I promise you not only that I will visit a barbershop as soon as I return to Germany, but also that you will probably feel quite comfortable when flying from Frankfurt Airport's B gates. There are plenty of working stations with both full-size and USB outlets, benches without armrests, and most importantly, tables with chairs right next to the window, providing a decent view of the apron. But now let's have my boarding pass scanned and board the aircraft.
Alright, I got my boarding pass scanned and I am now finally on my way to today's Airbus A321neo. It's actually quite some years ago that I was flying TAP Air Portugal the very last time. And to my knowledge, the cabin product and also the overall service product has changed dramatically within the past year, so especially in the COVID crisis. So I'm really looking forward to give it a try now.
As you can see, TAP's A320neoLR comes with a decent business class product in a generous 1-2 configuration. But as Queen would say, or even sing it, I'm just a poor boy. So I must continue to the area behind the curtain, which is called economy class and is configured with a standard 3-3 seating.
Alright, after a very warm welcome by today's cabin crew, I finally settled in at today's seat 10F. And I got to say that I'm positively surprised, but let me show you why.
To be honest, I already expected the legroom to be a little better compared to other narrow-body aircraft, as this plane mainly operates on long-haul routes. However, this legroom is just overwhelming. As expected, there is a magazine compartment and a foldable table right in front of me, but unfortunately it comes without a cup holder. The IFE monitor is on the modern side, just like the entire cabin interior, and luckily I have two windows next to me. But let's take a quick look through the cabin.
Em Portugal, nem sempre é possível manter o cinto apertado. A cabida é mais demais. Em todos os lugares existem cintos de segurança. Encaixa a patilha de metal na fivela até o velo e puxa a ponta do cinto até se ajustar assim. Para abrir, basta levantar o topo da fivela. Na classe executiva, encaixa a patilha de metal na fivela lateral até ouvir.
Alright, our pushback has finally been initiated 55 minutes behind schedule, as some luggage of missing passengers had to be offloaded spontaneously, obviously. But anyways, I do have roughly 3 hours connecting time in Lisbon to my next flight to New York anyway, so I don't really mind. However, cabin has already been secured for takeoff, so let's also double check that my seatbelt is securely fastened. And yeah, let's just hope that we will have a nice departure here from Frankfurt. Alright, about 45 minutes into the flight, the cabin crew has finally kicked off the onboard service, and unfortunately there is no snack box anymore available complimentary, which was the case like 3 or 4 years ago, before the pandemic. But anyway, got myself a free cup of water, which is apparently the only thing that you can still get for free on board TAP Air Portugal on a short-haul flight. But anyway, cheers on today's cabin crew, as they are really, really kind and lovely. By the way, unfortunately, there is no onboard menu magazine available on today's flight, so I will now show you the one I downloaded already before the flight.
While the selection is certainly not too bad in my eyes, it's worth mentioning that especially the prices for hot meals are on the higher side. I honestly don't understand why most European airlines do not offer a pre-order service as most Asian carriers do. Surely you won't be able to get a green curry for 120 Thai baht in Europe, but in my opinion, such an option would significantly improve the overall flight experience at probably no additional cost for the airline. But let's get back to business and take a quick look at the seat itself and the features coming with it. As you can see, the foldable table seems to be quite stable, but it's not well cleaned. The seat pocket at front contains not only a safety card and a sick bag, but also a flyer informing about the in-flight Wi-Fi service offered on today's flight. The reclining seat comes with a grey fabric cover and even features adjustable headrests, which are rare to see these days on intra-European flights. The passenger service unit above me is nothing too special and features fresh air nozzles and reading lights for each passenger. Should you wish to charge your devices, you can either use the universal power outlet underneath the seat or the USB power outlet in the IFE system. Speaking of the IFE system, TAP Air Portugal has equipped their A321neoLR fleet with the latest generation of touch-sensitive IFE systems, which worked simply amazing on today's flight. The variety of both movies and TV series is decent, and I have to say that I love the interactive flight map, although the response times could be a little better. But instead of watching a movie, I decided to get some work done for my YouTube channel on my MacBook.
Well, after about 2 hours of flying, this honestly rather unspectacular flight is slowly coming to its end, as we have just started with our descent into Lisbon airport. And I got to say that I am well, quite disappointed that I have no time today to head to the city center of Lisbon, as this is an absolutely amazing city. I've been there a couple of times already, but well, unfortunately it's not possible for me today to head to the city center. But in 2 or 3 days, actually, when I'm heading back from New York via Lisbon to Frankfurt, like the other way around, I actually have a stopover of 8 or 9 hours in Lisbon. So I'm really looking forward to explore the city center one more time, after quite some years, being honest. But anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just landed at TAP Airport in Lisbon. It's a 4:15 p.m. local time, 1 hour behind Frankfurt, and the ground temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. We ask you to remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned off and the crew indicates that you can disembark. From this moment on, you can use all your electronic devices. To prevent objects from falling, we ask you to open luggage compartments carefully. Please confirm that you have all your personal belongings. We would like to thank you for choosing TAP Air Portugal as Star Alliance member for your flight today, and we look forward to seeing you on board again soon. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Obrigado, bye. So in the end, I can, as always, only say thanks to TAP Air Portugal and also to today's entire crew for making this rather decent flight experience possible. But anyway, I'm now meeting up with a very good friend of mine who is accompanying me on this trip to New York. And yeah, I can only say thank you guys for coming along to today's video. Please do make sure to subscribe to my channel, etc. if you enjoyed this video, and of course also to like this video. Wishing you all the best as always, and cheers!